you think would know better are the ones that finance the deals, like the Austrians.
Right.
Like they finance like 70% of many of these deals in these countries, and all they have to do is 10% have to fail before the whole Austrian financial system goes down with it. And they have to experience 10% declines in these countries. And France is very heavily into it, and Sweden and Italy. So we're going to start seeing really major collapses. We're seeing what's going on in Ireland. The so-called Celtic Tiger is dead. Hundreds of thousands of people are protesting. England is next.
All right, when we come back with Gerald, I want to ask him about the remark made by Mr. Bernanke the other day, a couple of days ago. Remember that one? He was in, I guess, in the Senate, in front of a committee, and they asked him, Mr. Bernanke, will you disclose, will you tell us where $2 trillion went? I'm paraphrasing. And his answer was one word. No. He just said no. Tells you who runs the country, doesn't it? All right, be right back with Gerald Celente in just a minute. Challenges to Americans been more formidable and in some cases life-threatening. In addition to the financial economic aspects, you've got lifestyle issues such as, here's one for you. More than half the baby shampoo, lotions, and other infant care products analyzed by a health advocacy group were found to contain trace amounts of two absolute cancer-causing chemicals. 1,4-dioxane and or formaldehyde, or both. Folks, you've got to read labels. You've got to educate yourself. Whose tolerance is stronger than whose? We don't know. It just goes on and on. So we spend a lot of time on those subjects. I'll be putting that story up at Rense.com as well. So the masters of the universe, as Bob Chapman writes, have lost control. The stock market, which had held up for so long, has not only broken 7,200 as we forecast, he says, but we went below 6,600 easily this past week. Economists, analysts, and newsletter writers still don't get it. Stockbrokers are telling clients, get this, Gerald, you don't have losses until you take them. I love that one. What do they say when the Dow breaks 4,000? By then, most of these so-called professionals will be out of jobs. Most of them really believe King Obama will stabilize the economy and the financial system as they go about deceiving themselves and their clients, who are getting more panicky than ever. The biggest scam in history is being played out. The propaganda has people simply buried in the market, and they will never get out. In fact, we as yet have had nothing like a selling climax. The entire savings of those in their 60s, 70s, and 80s are being wiped out before their very eyes. We do not know of one person, one pension plan, mutual fund or hedge fund that is out of harm's way. End quote. True. All true. You've been telling people this probably from as long ago as anyone I know, and I guess the obvious question, Gerald, is do people come to you and say, geez, you were right? Are you getting that from people?
Oh, yeah. And that, by the way, I'm a fan of Bob Chapman. I think he does great work.
He does.
And what we get a lot of, well, first of all, we've had our ups and downs. I've been in this business now since 1980, and there was a period when people did not want to hear what we had to say. And we would lose subscribers, and they would say to us, we agree with a lot of what you're writing, but can't you be more positive?
Oh, do I hear that too?
Like you're a little kid, What
Right.
do you want? Positive? Grow up.
Yeah, let me send you some candy, and you turn on the cartoons, and everything will be okay.
Now what we get, we get virtually every day, people say to us two things: that they're so grateful that they followed, what we've been saying.
Gerald, you've saved lives. You've saved many lives. You have.
Well, thank you. And the other thing they say is that we wish we had listened, or wish we had known about you before. We wouldn't have lost virtually everything. And as you know, we try to make the Trends Journal available to everyone. So we have a little comment on the order page, that if you're, facing financial difficulty or unemployed, a disability, whatever, let us know and we'll do what we can to bring the price to meet what you can afford. And I cannot begin to tell you, Jeff, the stories that people write. They are losing everything. People are not only one job away from losing everything, they are losing everything. People that have given their lives to corporations they've been thrown out like a rabid dog.
Sure, a used paper towel.
And so those are the most heart-wrenching things. Every day I like to look at a couple of them to keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on. And as you see what's going on, I mean, we have 10 cities sprawling up around the country.
Yep.
This should be headline news every day.
Yep. Yep.
You're seeing these mass murders. People are flipping out.
There's going to be many more of those, too.
The real big one's going to happen is when this underclass really starts going under.
Right.
You have these people that, in major cities, less than 50% of them are graduating high school. And high school's not worth anything, either as a college degree.
Even if you graduate, in many cases, it's a joke.
Yeah. So now they have no future. They have no jobs. They're whacked out on drugs that we never dreamed of. And, you're going to talk reason to these people?
Not a chance.
They're not going to come and steal everything you have? And by the way, if they put a bullet in your head, you think they care?
They're going to laugh it off. Ha, ha, ha. Did you see how his head exploded?
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff you're just like in the video games. Just like World of Warcraft. I blew him away. Listen,
That's right.
Gerald is not joking. And any of you who have been hanging around younger people, and there are a lot of very nice, kind young people. There are a lot of young people who aren't quite so nice and kind. They have very deep-seated, latent hostility and rage that is boiling in there. Some of it certainly fomented, if not actually caused and initiated, by the mass media or childhood experiences with parents who could give a damn. But the point is, so many young people now, Gerald, are barely surviving, hand to mouth, but they don't care. All they care about is the next get-together with their pals where they can smoke dope, drink beer, drink hard liquor, whatever, have sex, watch these mindless movies. They're going nowhere at the speed of light. There's no hope for them. None. They've got no drive, they've got no discipline, no accountability, no structure, nothing. Am I being too harsh?
No, you hit it on the. It's going to be rough out there.
It is now for many of them, and they have no plans. And I know some of these young people. There's nothing ahead for them, and many of them know it, or at least feel it, and they don't give a damn. They don't care. It's really sad. What a waste of humanity. Someone once said the human mind is a terrible thing to waste. That's an understatement. We'll be right back with Gerald in just a couple of minutes. Gerald, there's a story running here, and this comes, again, as no surprise to you. You were way out in front of all this, but for our listeners' sake, let me quote a little bit from it.